Hey, y'all. Come on out here, man. We're about to get this thing started. Y'all know how we do it out here, right? Where we going, man? Where we going?
Hi, my surf fishing friends. We were just standing here and this girl came out of the drink and she said, "Oh, hi, I have a question about fishing rods and stuff."
Well, it's December 1st. Christmas is getting near, and I have a boyfriend, and I don't know what to get him for Christmas.
Well, a fishing rod makes a wonderful gift. Have you considered that?
Wow, I have not. Thank you for opening my eyes.
Yes. I would also like to point out that Kamryn is a professional actress. She starred in a movie.
I have a resume.
She's on IBMW, and also she's been in commercials.
And voice acting.
So, professional today. Well, Kamryn, the first thing we're going to have to figure out is what kind of fish do you think your boyfriend's going to want to catch? Because that's going to make a difference.
Well, he has water in his backyard. So he'll probably fish for canal fish, but there's also an ocean because he lives on an island. So he'll also probably fish for lots of different types of fish.
Well, that certainly can be a challenge to get just one reel or rod that's going to make everything happy. But let's see what we got.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the reel. You got the reel and you got the rod. You can buy them separately or you can buy them in one piece combination. But we're just going to talk about the reel at first. And in particular, we're talking about spinning reels. This is a spinning reel, not a baitcaster or a conventional reel that works like this with your thumb on it. That's a different type of reel. So today we're just talking about the spinning reel. The first thing to know about reels is they come in different sizes, from small to big. This right here is a 2500. Not all reels use this numbering scale, but most do. This is a Daiwa reel and it's a 2500. This is a rather small reel. And let me show you another one. This is a Penn reel and this is a 3000. Now you can see it's a little bit bigger. Wait, there's more. This right here is also a Penn and it's a 4000. Now you can see the difference in size. Now you can see the difference between the 4000 and the 2500. Much bigger. This is also a Penn. It's a 6500. Compare that to the little Daiwa. Much bigger. So you've got to think about what kind of fish you want to catch. So, what kind of fish are you going to catch with this reel? Well, the 2500 is pretty small. If you're going to catch croaker, pinfish, just be on a dock in the marsh here, you might be fine with this. But if you were going to take this in the surf, it would be too small. You wouldn't want to use it. This 3000 size reel is really nice in the marsh. I take this when I go kayaking, and I'll also take this on the boat, even if I'm going in the ICW. But it still wouldn't be that big enough to use in the surf. I probably want something a little bigger. But this guy can handle redfish, he can handle flounder, if we could catch him and keep him. He can do black drum, he can still do croaker and the little things too. This is a pretty good reel. This 4000 is a really nice reel. Got this from my wife, that's why it's pink, even has pink braid. Pink's her signature color. This guy right here is great in the marsh. I can take this on the kayak, I can take this on the boat, I can take this on the pier. It's not that heavy, and I can take it in the surf. I'd probably want a bigger rod. We'll talk about that in a minute. The 6500 is my go-to reel when I'm in the surf. This guy can handle sharks, redfish, pompano, sharks, tarpon, barracuda. They can catch anything. It's a nice big rod. But here's the thing, it's kind of heavy. And if you have to throw it and you want to hold it a lot, it starts to get heavy after a while. You got to take that in consideration. How strong is your boyfriend? Can he handle a manly rod, or does he need something a little lighter? If you're leaving it in the sand all day long and only waiting for the bite to come on and running up and getting it, not too bad. But if you're a fisherman who likes to hold it like I do, this can get a little tiring on your arms, so you might want to start working out.
Well, you've said a lot about reels, which is very nice, but how will I know which rod to get?
Well, let's talk about rod height. Both of these reels are between 6 and 7 feet long. These are great for kayaking, if you're going to go on a boat, if you're on the pier, on a dock, anything like that. These are going to work great. But they're just going to be a little too short for the surf. You're going to want something a little longer. So if you're going to be fishing in the pond, these are great. If you're going to be fishing on the sand, something bigger. This right here is my Penn Prevail. It's 11-foot rod. This rod is great for the surf. I can cast this a long way and I can really get out there. Now lots of times the fish are close, so you don't need to cast that far. But when you want to cast that far, you got a rod that can do it. If you're going for sharks, you're going for blues that are swimming way out there, you want to have something you can get. This Akuma though is only 9 feet tall. And this right here is a pretty good mid-range. It's tall enough that you can really get out there, but it's not as heavy as the Penn Prevail.
If I'm going to buy him 2 setups for Christmas, which 2 do you recommend?
Well, excellent question. I think if I was going to get 2 setups, I'd get him one like this, maybe a 4,000 reel on a 7-foot rod. This way he can fish off a boat, a kayak, off the pier, and that's a nice rod. But then I'd probably get him something bigger, like a 6,000 or 6,500 like this on an 11-foot, so he could go down on the surf and throw that around. If he's going to get 2, I'd recommend these 2.
Well, if I only have the budget for 1, which one should I get?
Well, if I was just going to get 1 and I was going to do both, maybe some fishing off the boat and the pier and the surf, I'd probably get a 4,000 or 5,000 size reel, and I'd get a 9-foot pole. Because this is small enough that you can still fish off the pier with it, short enough I guess I should say, but still long enough you can get some distance in the surf. That's the setup I'd get if I was only going to get 1.
This sounds great and all, but how should I budget for all of this?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, budget is important. Let me tell you, I threw around a couple of names like Penn and Daiwa. There are different types of rods and reels for different prices. There are low-end ones like a Shakespeare rod, for example. You can probably get a Shakespeare rod at the Walmart for $45. Rod-reel combination. Is it going to last long? Maybe not, because it's cheap, but it'll get them out there and it'll get them fishing, right? But if you want to spend a little bit more money, maybe between $150, $200, you can get a really nice Penn or even a nice Daiwa in that range with the sizes I talked about. So think about your budget, how much you want to spend. The nice thing about the more expensive reels is they're going to last longer. But if you take care of your reels and you rinse them off with fresh water every time you get back, even the cheaper ones might last a little longer. Well, I hope I've given you enough information so that you can buy a rod and reel set for your boyfriend so he can start fishing. I know how much he likes to be on the boat and never get seasick. One last thing, if you look at your rod and your reel, you'll see that a lot of them have ratings on the side for how much line they can hold if it's a different type of line and how heavy line can be. So it might handle more braid and more mono if it's a bigger reel. It'll say that right on the side. Also, the rod will tell you how much weight, physical weight, it can cast. So that's a good thing to look for when you purchase your rod. So you're making sure you put the rest of the setup, the line and your rigs on there that match the rating on your rig. One more thing. If you need help still, you can stop by a reputable dealership like Dutchman's Creek or the Sporting Goods Stop on the island. They'll help you pick out a rod and a reel. That's what they do. They're ready to help. I learn from them all the time. They help me. They'll help you.
Y'all ready? Yeah. Now, here we go.